makes me think about, in order, and I'll speak in general terms here, like I think in order for there to be healing, a person has to allow themselves to experience living. And by that, I mean, for every bad experience that you've had, there's potential for you to have healing experiences. And the only way we allow ourselves to have those experiences is by being in relationship. And so there is a degree of like courageousness that we need. And sometimes, and I think maybe where we get in trouble is when we have these very kind of inflexible ideas about what relationships are supposed to look like or how they're supposed to unfold, right? I think one of the things that's been coming up for me a lot recently has been like, nothing is that serious, and that's something my sponsor told me years ago. Nothing is that serious. There are no big deals, right? And I've been noticing like where my mind wants to grip around things, like when I want to hate on someone or when I want to be angry with something, and I'm like, oh, this is a choice. I have a choice to hold on and grip down on this thing. And so, I've been working on releasing that grip. Let me give you an example. The other thing I want to say is like, I think I have to allow myself to experience the full story of people, right? So for example, we were, Benji and I were on this trip recently, and someone was behaving in a way that made me really uncomfortable. And Benji and I had a conversation about it, and it was fine. And then the following day, I was around this person, and I got to learn more about them. And I was like, oh, what? And so I had like this change perspective because I allowed myself to just kind of be curious and around this person, right? And then similarly, we have a mutual friend in the rooms who is known for being really volatile, and has been for very many years. And then the other day, maybe for the first time, I heard him like have a reaction, pause, apologize, and then like say out loud like, oh, I see what's going on here. And I'm like, what?
I know. It's like, what?
Yeah, I was like, I hadn't like thought about that. And I want to, and that's a, that is emotional labor, and I feel like in order to do that kind of emotional labor, which we have to do with everyone at some point, I guess.
Yeah. Or we have to do with the people that if we talked about last week, if there's value to the relationship.
That's right. Yeah.
If I want more to that, then I need to be willing to do what you said, the labor.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Benji, I see like I hear your grind, your wheels grinding. No thoughts. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Well, and then I was thinking too about how, some people, it can sometimes feel like you're walking in a minefield with them. Were you going to say something, Louis?
No, I was just thinking about how pretty you are, Benji.
I know Benji is so pretty.
I love it. I know exactly.
Yeah, some relationships can feel, like they can feel like a minefield, and when that happens, and to be less abstract, I think there are some people, throughout my life, either professionally or personally, where you're talking to them and you feel like, oh my God, at any point I might say something and I don't even know what that something is, and you're gonna snap, or you're gonna misread something, or you're gonna misunderstand something. What, babe?
Hypervigilance.
Yeah, hypervigilance. You want to say more about that?
Well, I mean, just where I'm kind of landing with both of these is, Louis, what I appreciate about your catchphrase so much, like finding balance, is that, we could talk about these examples in all kinds of different extremes, but I think the balance is the most important piece, right? Like knowing when it is time to leave a relationship or put up a boundary versus knowing when we might be kind of overbounded or habitually moving towards places of comfort and needing to challenge our own selves or our own beliefs. There's a balancing act.
And we're really fortunate. And I think you were talking about the things that we kind of normalize. I don't know that this is a bad thing. I always try to think about